Hi, thanks for joining me today. I'm Cindy and I am going to show you how to make some shiitake mushroom and walnut pate. If you like pate but you're a little bit afraid of liver, I've got the pate for you. So in our pate today, we've got shiitake mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms are super immune boosting. They are also known to be an anti-cancer food and a super high source of vitamins D and B. They're anti-inflammatory and antibacterial. I also have, for this very simple pate, some butter beans. I don't know if you've ever tried them. I hadn't until recently. Butter beans are awesome. They are full of fiber to help with motility, which is super helpful for blood sugar. That's why we're here today. We're going to talk more about blood sugar. So put in our butter beans. Make sure we get them all. I like to keep my space tidy as possible, so I'm going to put this over here. Next we have walnuts. Walnuts are full of the healthy fats, omega-3s. Omega-3s are super important for your brain, your immune system, your skin, your hair, your nails, everything. Super, super important. We want to get as many of those as we can. We typically get too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s in our diet, so more the better. The last thing I have here on the table is a little bit of sweetener. We're going to sweeten it up a bit with some fresh local honey. Local honey is so good for your immune system. It's immune boosting. If you have allergies, you're going to want to eat as much local honey as you can. Not from the bears though. Don't go to the grocery store and buy those little plastic bears. A lot of times the honey from the grocery store is full of corn syrup, which is a problem for most people, for all people really. So I'm just going to give this a whiz and I'll show you how it looks. Okay, so we've blended everything up. I forgot to mention earlier the mushrooms that I put in, those shiitake mushrooms. I did take the time before we started here to saute them in a little bit of coconut oil and a pinch of Himalayan pink salt. Himalayan pink salt is really awesome. It's full of all kinds of different minerals, but does not have the iodine in it or the anticoagulation ingredients that table salt has. Table salt is something you want to avoid at all costs. So to eat this delicious pate, I have a plate full of cucumbers here. I'm going to scoop it up. And as I do that, I would like to talk to you about why it's so important to balance your blood sugar. Some of you may already know this. Balancing your blood sugar is super important because it has an effect on every single process that your body has and goes throughout the day. It can have a major effect on your hormones, on your cognition, your ability to think, how you feel throughout the day. What happens when your blood sugar spikes is your pancreas sends out a whole bunch of insulin to soak up the glucose or the sugar that you've just eaten and shove it into your cells as quick as possible. The problem is though, when the insulin is soaking up and putting this glucose into your cells really, really quickly, you end up crashing. And when you crash, it's not good. If anybody's seen kids at the mall or kids at the grocery store who are having a tantrum on the floor, it could be, one of the reasons could be, is because their blood sugar has crashed and they just can't control themselves. So as an adult, when my blood sugar crashes, I'm looking for cookies and donuts and trying to regulate again. The problem is, you'll send yourself right back into a tailspin. Your adrenals are gonna send out your stress hormones, your cortisol, and your adrenaline, which are super important, but not great to be stuck in that loop. You're going to exhaust yourself. You're going to be in fight or flight all the time, not in rest and digest, which is optimally where we want to be. I just want to thank you for joining me today to talk a little bit about blood sugar and just a couple of the reasons why it's so important to balance your blood sugar. One thing I forgot to mention was it helps to balance your hormones as well. So if you're suffering from, let's say, PMS or any other kind of hormone-related issue, keeping your blood sugar balanced can be super helpful. I'm going to share this plate of pate and cucumbers with my friends, and I hope you have a really great night.